Hey, hello guys, hello, how are you? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I stumbled on this particular item on TikTok, and I want you to listen while this white man talks about how white Americans still have slave documentations in their houses. And I want you to listen to two particular things that he himself talked about in order to justify himself, for his family to have such kind of a document. So listen to the video, then I'll follow up on it.
I'm legitimately surprised at how many white families currently own slave documents and they're just sitting in their home right now. My post yesterday only got about 200,000 views, but the comments are full of white Americans saying they have documents sitting in their homes that are slave records. But what's even more concerning is how violently opposed most of these people are to getting rid of any of these documents. Like, they don't even understand why I would even suggest they get rid of them. But the comments on my post yesterday are also full of comments explaining why people of color want and need these documents. Such as this comment. Seriously, go back to my post from yesterday, and the comments are full of people of color saying stuff like this. White people have plenty of documentation on how our family got here, but the documents to help people of color find their family are sitting in your attic. Alright, so I'm going to show y'all something, but I need you to remember two things. One, I donated it to the Tennessee State Museum in 2019. And two, this has only been in my family since the 1980s. We are not the original owners of this. In the 1980s, my great-grandfather worked at a bookbinding company in Nashville, Tennessee. While working, he found a Wilson County record book from the 1830s. Because the record book was so old, he wanted to take the record book home, but his boss refused to let him. So instead, he cut a single page out of the book and framed it to preserve it. And this is the document. This is the bill of sale for an 8-year-old girl in Wilson County from 1837. And this still has the buyer's name on it, so somebody may be able to track down the family today. But here's what it says. December 3rd, 1836, $550 as full pay for a Negro girl aged about 8. And she is now the property of a Miss Mary Faulkner Deet. The Circuit Court of the County of Wilson warrant the Negro to be sound, healthy, and sensible, enslaved for life. It mentions $550 as sale in 1836, which in today's money is equivalent to about $15,000. And for $15,000, a child was owned for life. However, in this girl's specific case, she would have been 36 when the Civil War ended if she was still alive. Alright, so yesterday I posted, which was effectively the receipt of an 8-year-old girl that was bought in the 1830s. Then I got about a dozen comments from people saying, oh, my family has documents like this too. 1, that is horrifying. 2, you need to immediately donate that to a museum. And 3, before you donate it, make a TikTok showing what it is and explain what it says. So somebody suggested that a lot of white Americans that have slave record documents that have been passed down through their family may be hesitant to release these documents to the public based on fears of how the public will view them in the modern day. So if anybody has documents like this and you want to release them anonymously, I want you to email them to me. You don't have to give me your name or anything, just scan the document and send me the file. I'll put my email address in the comments. And then I'll make sure these documents become public.
Alright guys, so what do you think about that, guys? I'll tell you what I think. This white boy is guilty after discovering that his family owned slaves. That's a fact. Because it doesn't make sense for you to start saying, my family, my great-grandfather worked in a book, whatever factory or whatever, printing, whatever. Then he stumbled upon a book of slaves. Then he wanted to take it, then his boss refused, and he took out a page and kept it to preserve. Preserve what? Preserve what? It doesn't make sense. If you never own slaves, then why would you want to preserve a page out of that book? Let me tell you what happened here. His family owned slaves. He discovered that his family owned slaves. He's now ashamed of it. He's trying to come out, but he's failing. You understand? So now he says, after reading whatever he read, then he says, he mentions maybe, who knows, maybe mention the fake name there. Who knows, maybe mention the fake name. He says maybe some people might find their families through this and started encouraging white Americans to come out and then put these things, documentation on TikTok or send to his email. It will never help anything. White Americans, they are very proud to have that as a souvenir, to say their families owned human beings as slaves, as their own personal property. They are proud of it. That is why you guys, when I'm telling you, these guys mean no good for us, you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. Some of you might be saying, yeah, but you have not experienced any slavery. Let me tell you something. My grandmother has taught me oral history of our family. And my grandfather was stolen from here in Africa, sold as a slave. You understand? So when I see such kind of things, it really pierces my heart and it pains me too much. Now there are stupid African YouTubers also saying, send these documents to me, then I can see what I can put. Put what? Don't you know the history of these guys? Do you think they can just freely give himself? He said that there are some other Caucasian Nephilims saying they don't see any problem for them to keep and preserve this kind of documentations in their houses. They don't see any problem with that. That is why they target you as black people in the United States, because of such kind of mentality that they still have. They still think you guys are beneath them and they are your masters. That's why they don't value human life. The cops don't value human life. Citizens don't value black human lives. They think it's okay to take a black man's life or black woman's life. The slave trade finished, the slavery finished, but in the mentality of a white person, it hasn't ended. That's why they keep these kind of documents in their houses. Now let me tell you something. Some of you might be saying, yeah, maybe we're gonna find our relatives and stuff like that. Maybe you can, but one thing you don't know is before the war ended, how do you call it, the Civil War of the United States, when these slave owners knew that they are about to lose the battle, they are about to lose the war, what happened? They encountered on a massacre, killing their slaves so that in order they mustn't be free. That is why even up to now you find mass graves for slaves in the United States. Masses of graves, even in Mexico, of black people. Some of the graves, the government doesn't even want to put it out because they are ashamed. They massacred our people after knowing that they will lose the Civil War. They killed our people so they must not be free. It's not everyone who was free. Those ones were lucky to run away. Those ones were lucky to be freed. But majority were murdered. They were massacred and buried as if they are dogs. This is so heartbreaking. I'm telling you, this is so heartbreaking. That is why when I tell you to say, don't trust these people. Recently, someone called me I'm a racist. Racist? For real? You have been mistreating our people, killing our people, and when someone speaks out, becomes a racist.